Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing and full review of this SANSCO 8-channel 1080p expandable wireless CCTV camera security system with 1TB hard disk drive, 12-inch HD monitor, outdoor Wi-Fi surveillance camera, night vision, waterproof, motion detection. This is listed for around $270 on Amazon, has pretty good reviews, so I thought I'll give it a try. The thing is, it's not super new, it's not really something special. This is on the market since quite some time, but it really looks like a decent value. It's something which we really want to have. Maybe they have upgraded a couple of things in the past. But it looks like it's a very complete set. I've been buying and reviewing a couple of similar things, and always it turned out at the end there was something missing, and I think that's finally the system which I always wanted, which is expandable, which has everything. It has dual audio, it has recording, it has pre-installed 1TB hard disk, it has an app, it has cloud possibilities, everything. So this is how we get it. Really simple packaging, nothing fancy. This is usually not something which we buy as a gift. If you need that, yeah, maybe you have to search something different. It doesn't look really super fancy. It's really the box. It's not like the shipment box. It's the box where we get everything. So I put it down a little bit so we can remove all the stuff from this box here. Yeah, I had to go a little bit on a wide angle so I can show you everything what we get. So I'm going to show you a couple of samples here. Of course, here's the camera. This is how it usually looks. There's nothing really super new, nothing really super fancy, but I'm going to show you everything. Here's the camera. Looks like it's the best when you use this thing on top and don't reverse it. Maybe it's more waterproof, but it's waterproof in general. Looks like we have a lot of infrared LEDs. Here the antenna, yeah, nothing really special, just normal design. I would say standard normal. We can adjust everything with small screws here, all angles. This is what we get with most manufacturers. This is pretty much standard, I would say. Here some mounting material, long screws, and the hex driver. Then here we get a lot of power adapters, of course, maybe some other cables. Let's see what we get here. Even a mouse is included. That's nice. Here, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power adapters, of course, 4 times the same, and then the 5th one is for the monitor. And here we have the Ethernet cable. I think we are going to need the Ethernet cable permanently to the router, or at least to a power LAN adapter. This has to be connected. I think it's not possible to connect it wireless to a router, but this is also pretty much standard. But when I'm talking about standard, this sounds like negative. That doesn't sound like something really fancy. We have to be careful with that. Really, again, the things which I have buying in the past turned out usually there was always something lacking. Even when they looked very fancy, at the end it turned out there was no two-way audio, there was not expandable, there was no cloud, there was no monitor, there was no hard disk pre-installed. Those things you have to be really careful, and this set looks like it has really everything. So it has definitely this large monitor here, nicely protected. This is how we want that to be. Yeah, huge thing, really nice. Some have much smaller monitors, maybe 8-inch or 10-inch. So this is 12-inch, really large, and we have this setup and user manual. There's a lot here. That's too much. I cannot show you everything here. It would take forever. So usually I'm going to show the whole manual but here in this case I'm not going to do that, and I think there's probably a home page. Yeah, unfortunately it looks like there is no home page here, but at least we have all the email, Skype, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, WeChat and so on, all these possibilities to contact their support. Hope you can see that. That's the most important thing. Yeah, unfortunately there is really no website, but when you see that, that's pretty much standard. I mean, the software, I think that's pretty much standard. Yeah, here the most important thing may be how to set this thing up. Yeah, this is the standard software which we get. There's nothing really special. That's what we always see usually with this type of cameras. I think somebody invented this and now everybody is using the same thing, or at least very similar. So I think you get now, or you got now, an impression how this could look. So let's take everything out here. So here we have the screen nicely protected, and as you can see also the screen here, that's nothing super fancy. I mean, we have seen definitely more stylish monitors in 2020. So for me, more looks like it was a very expensive system developed a couple of years ago, and now over time they adjust a couple of things, added a couple of items and lowered the price, so to make it a really nice good package, good price, good deal at the moment. So I have this already turned on. As you can see, of course, no camera available. Here this the stand in the back, and we have the antennas here. Yeah, you can see these are these antennas which you can have down. If you have the cameras pretty close, you can have them down. If you have them a little bit further away, that's then maybe the situation or what you are using. So by the way, you have to be aware of that it is of course transmitting then a lot of wireless data, but you actually don't have to be worried about like interfering with existing Wi-Fi or so. I had already 2 of such camera systems, and they didn't cause any kind of problem, but they will produce of course Wi-Fi, wireless transfer, wireless data 24/7. So if you're worried about that, that's not a thing for you. You have to go to cable, but cable is definitely difficult to install, especially outside. So I'm always going with these things here. So I'm here just doing a very quick first installation, and then I'm going outside, going to mount this thing. But I wanted to show you how this could look like. So here we have the Ethernet cable. We have to plug this here. I can show you that here on this side. You have to insert this here, and then we have to connect that. I mean, that's the data, of course. We have to connect that either directly to a router or to a power LAN adapter. That's the 2 possibilities which you have. You can see we have 3 green lights. Should be a connection here. Then we need the mouse, of course. So I'm plugging this here. Is the one of these 2 USB ports. Then we need also power to the camera. So of course also we need an antenna. We have to screw in this here. Make sure that the antenna has a nice angle to be perfect for transmission. Is a large antenna here. I think this could be really helpful to get a nice wireless range. And here we have to plug the power, and so everything should be ready to go more or less. We just have to wait for a connection here. What's interesting that we already have this right date and time. No, time is not correct, but the date is more or less correct. That's really strange here. Yeah, and it didn't take very long, and we already have the first image, and you can see we have really up to 8 different pictures, and with a lot of such devices we have only 4. I mean, at the moment we have 4 cameras, but if you decide to add another 4 cameras, you can still use same screen. So that's really super helpful. So let's try to put this picture here on the main screen. Of course, you can use any kind of mouse. This is a very cheap mouse, so I recommend to use a better mouse. So let's double click here to bring this image here, and you can see that that's the live picture here. I'll put it here to give you some kind of idea how this could look like, but this is a really close image, so outside it could be a little bit different. So I'll put the cameras outside so you get an impression how it could look in real life. There's a little bit of delay at the moment. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe it has to do with the power LAN adapter. Of course, the power LAN adapter is some kind of compromise, so I think usually it's doing well, but of course it's better to have a direct connection to the router. But the really super interesting thing with this device, with such kind of device, is that it doesn't need any kind of connection setup. You don't have to be worried that the camera won't connect to the system. It's automatically already connected, and you don't even have to use an app. You don't have to use a cloud. So you can use this system from here and record everything and access the recording here with the mouse, have everything on the hard disk if something happens. So you don't have to use something else. So if you're worried about all connection, these crazy things and so on, the risky, sometimes you cannot connect, or it's a lot of pain to connect all these things. So this is an easy, really pre-set up system. So I've been working on the installation of the cameras for a little bit. I've been removing old cameras which I'm not using anymore, and installed this thing here. And we have strange situation. I mean, all the 4 cameras are turned on. They are actually delivering good images as long as I can see here. Yeah, the thing what you can see here from this camera recorded, unfortunately it's not so good because of the monitor. It's always difficult to record. So I'm going to try to connect with the app, after that download and show you real footage so you know how good this is. For me at the moment looking really good. These things are like smooth, really working good. What I have here on the left side, here we have some warnings. Like when we double click, we can see like video loss, motion and so on. That's good. Motion detection, yeah, that's good. That was probably me, but we have too much video loss here. You can see usually it's moving, but it's not so good. And the strange thing is that we can see the Wi-Fi or wireless bars here. That's probably 3 out of 4. That yeah, looks actually good, and you can see that here. I mean, yeah, I'll go a little bit down. Hope you can see that. So to give you a small first impression about how this could look, and you can see the image is really good, but it's having some problems. What I have done, I have then stopped with the old installation. I mean, I have already 4 cameras with a similar system, and I have unplugged them because I've seen on the other monitor or on the other screen, the old set had also reported some errors. So it looks like they were interfering with each other. So I stopped the whole old system. Now it's only the new system working. I mean, these cameras are doing well. These 2 cameras not so good. I'm trying to remove them a little bit. I first had them a little bit too close to each other. Now I'm placing them in other positions. So I've been moving the cameras a little bit around. You can see that different images, and this one here, which is supposed to deliver this image, is not connecting at all. I mean, I have it now right here in front of this screen, close to these antennas. It's plugged in here, it's plugged in over there. Yeah, it's just not working. There's something wrong. So yeah, yeah, at the moment looking good. I mean, I have replaced the mouse. It's definitely way better than the old mouse, so it's definitely helpful to buy your own mouse. The other one is really not good working. So we have a video playback here. I think the username is always admin and password is empty. That's standard here. And you can see we have the recordings here, so you can go here and watch what has been recorded. I'm not an expert on that. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to find out how to do, but here you can see you have like you can go with a timeline, move around, and then you have the images. Now we have even 4 images. Yeah, that's super weird. Why do we have 4 images? It was not showing 4 images, but it looks like we had 4 images. It was not showing that, it was always recording, so I'll put it outside again. There are a couple of menus here. The most important thing is the system setup. So we have this here, we have general setup, time setup, hard disk setup, error setup. The thing which is most important is here, the general setup, of course, a couple of these things here, then the recording setup. That's actually the thing which we want to have, like time. We click here first on the time recording and then mark everything. We keep the mouse and drag all the way down, and the motion detection here, we click on that, and also go and click with the left mouse button, hold and drag it down and then release it. And you can see now we have everything with time recording and motion recording. We can apply and or okay. The thing is, apply would have been definitely better now, because you can see we have it just on channel 1 and on channel 2 we have the old settings. So we can go and say copy to all the channels. So, and now we have everything here as well. As you can see, I think that's the setup which I've been using, but I'm not 100% sure. This is a little bit difficult to use, so I wanted to show you this thing here. The network setup, yeah, that's probably to use for the cloud here, for the app, and channel setup. Yeah, a couple of things here, so you have to make sure that you here there's something that's support web. Make sure that you go here and check with the QR code. You can click here and then click here, and then you get a QR code, and then you can download the phone client and access all your footage here as well. So I've been scanning the Android code and it brought me to EseeCloud APK download. I think we can download this from the store. We don't have to go to this third-party website and download something which is not safe. So here I have my old system. When we want to add the new system, we can click on the plus and scan the code here on the right side. That's the cloud ID. I think that should be possible. It needs permission. Let's see if that works. Yeah, it says scanning code successful. It has found an ID. I'm going to add this here. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Added successfully, complete. Let's see if we can access this footage here. I think that was the old thing. So let's see if we can access the new system. And you can see we have already access. And we have 4 images. That's crazy. That's insane. I don't know why this monitor is not coming up with 4 images. You can see that here, 4 images live, everything running, set up. Yeah, perfect. And that was super easy with this QR code here. Really nice and easy to add here. And you really can see now here it's coming up, but here on the display it's a little bit struggling. Yeah, here it's struggling too, but it was definitely better. I mean, still now we have 3 images here, and on the monitor we have just 2 images. It's a little bit weird why we have a different, I mean, the whole signal goes first to the monitor and then it goes to the phone, of course. This is how it works. So how can it be better on the phone here than on the monitor? Yeah, I have still same thing here. I don't know, maybe the app is a little bit more error resistant, more error tolerant. I really have no clue. So, but looks like with the app we can connect, with the screen we cannot connect. I have a little bit a problem to give you some clear advice if to buy the thing or not. yeah, if you have this situation, maybe I would contact the manufacturer and ask if there's a solution for that. I mean, the other system which I've been buying is much more stable, and it's further away from the cameras, and I don't know what the problem is here. The distance is not huge. We see 3 out of 4 bars. It's a little bit strange, but I'm going to add now a little bit of footage here so we can see at least the quality and not only on the screen here. Yeah, I was already really close to give up and send this thing back before I found something really interesting. When I went back to this overview with the 8 screens compared to the 4 screens, I found out that with the 4 screens it was not showing me 1, 2, 4. It was showing me 2, 3, 4 and 5 for some reason. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but you can see here now we have the image here. When we select 1, 2, 3, 4, we have the image here. Yeah, I've been playing around for a little bit, but I haven't been able to manage this thing. It must be possible somehow to put the 1 to 4 on the 4 screen. That's I'm pretty sure it's possible, but I really cannot tell you why it's 2 to 5, and you still can see that it's struggling here with the camera 1. It is struggling with the connectivity, even though it is at exactly same place as number 3. So it looks like the 1 is having a little bit of problems. I have been going with this set for a while here, a little bit closer to these cameras, and it was much better then. So for me, looks like, yeah, it's also in general a little bit a wireless problem. Not so much. I mean, mostly just with camera 1. Camera 1 is really struggling. Everything else is not having so much problems. Yeah, I had to finally ask my son. He's some kind of a little bit tech genius, and I asked him what he thinks, how we can rearrange these tiles here so we have 1 to 4 instead of 2 to 5. He was playing around for 2 or 3 minutes, and he find out that you can just drag and drop it. So you click and hold and drop it then to the main screen. So go left down to the 1 and move it like on a Windows screen. Okay, so here's the result after a couple of days. I mean, I haven't been able to retrieve any footage on the EseeCloud. I mean, not recorded footage. I mean, live footage has never been a problem, but recorded footage. So I'll go here and I can show you that when we go to playback, that's the camera to this site here, and when we go back you can see that everything is full of footage here. And the really nice thing here is that we can see that it had been able to detect like movement here, and we see the irrigation was coming on at around 3 o'clock. Yeah, I'm a little bit zoomed in too much. You can see that here. I'm clicking on that, can see just at 3 o'clock it was nothing going on with the irrigation. So you can see here we are at 3:01, just before the irrigation started, and then we are moving into the red section where the camera started to detect something, and it was definitely the irrigation. It was also a good test because I had some repair on the irrigation. I didn't know if it's working, so the camera is definitely confirming that it's working nicely. Yeah, and especially here you can see, yeah, it was quite a splash. I think it's even coming back a little bit more. Yeah, here we have it. So actually a couple of different confirmations here. You can see it's recording, and it's also detecting when something is moving, and it's definitely waterproof, as we can see that it's still transmitting data and footage, everything nicely. So when we are going to the live footage here, you can see everything is still as it was. Nothing happened with the camera, definitely waterproof. Yeah, by the way, there's not only the Android client for the EseeCloud, there's also a PC or Windows client. I don't know if there's something for Apple. And it looks like it has automatically added this camera here, so we can select the channels which we want to see, and it's loading immediately. So you can see that here. Yeah, it takes a couple of seconds, but it's no difference to the Android which I have, and you can see here as well the quality and everything looking really good. So usually it's running smooth, sometimes gets a little bit stuck, but usually it's updated pretty nicely. So that's a nice thing that we also get it here, so we cannot only check the footage on the smartphone but also on the PC. The only problem which I have found here, but I don't know how we can solve that, when we want to watch the playback here, it's a little bit different than with the Android. With the Android we can just select the camera and download, and here when we pick a camera and the date and we want to retrieve it, there's an error message saying there's no footage or something like that. Yeah, you can see that it says no video resources, and when I do same thing from the Android, yeah, it will retrieve the video. So I don't know why this is. Maybe we have to set up some options on the camera, on the monitor itself. Really no clue, but yeah, these things are pretty complicated. I mean, yeah, basic options are not so extremely complicated, but when it comes to like motion detection and video retrieval, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult. With the Android it was a little bit more simple, I had the impression. With the SANSCO it's a little bit more difficult. Yeah, by the way, of course the Android is offline, it's impossible to retrieve something. Yeah, that's it for now. I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. So if you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below. I'm always happy to talk about these things. And yeah, anyway, I'll put down the link to this system down into the description, so you can check it out and do whatever you want with that. So from my side, I mean, from the system, the price and everything, how easy it is, everything seems to work really good. Just connectivity seems to struggle a little bit. That's it so far. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.